2,300 rockets fired at Israel this week, 400 fell in Strip. Gaza medics say family of 10 killed in airstrike, 8 of them children, as military says it hit dozens of terror targets. In the last rocket barrage by Gaza terror groups toward towns along the border, a rocket landed on a farm causing damage. A spokesperson for the Eshkol Regional Council says 3 cows were killed as a result of the impact. IDF says it thwarted infiltration attack against Israelis from Lebanon. The military says it thwarted an attempted infiltration attack against Israelis along the Lebanese border last night. The army says during the night its forces identified several suspects cutting the border fence and digging beneath it. The troops fired at the men's load bodies and they fled. Searches of the area revealed items suspected to be bombs. The military says the suspects' behavior and evidence at the scene point toward a plan to infiltrate into Israel and carry out an attack in the area of Metula. Palestinian terrorists in the Gaza Strip have fired roughly 2,300 rockets and mortar shells toward Israel since the outbreak of fighting on Monday, according to the Israel Defense Forces. The military says at least 380 of the projectiles failed to cross the border and landed within the coastal enclave. According to the IDF, approximately 1,000 of the projectiles, which were heading toward populated areas, were intercepted by the Iron Dome missile defense system. Military says it shot down suicide drone from Gaza. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Zarif has cancelled a planned visit to Austria today after the country flew the Israeli flag on several official buildings in solidarity with the Jewish state as it battles Hamas in Gaza. Talks are ongoing in Vienna as world powers attempt to salvage the 2015 nuclear deal with Tehran. Alert sirens are again heard in Israeli communities near Gaza, signaling incoming rockets. Sirens sound in Kisifim, Ein Hashlosha, Nir Oz and other locations. After the reported death of a family of 10 in an Israeli strike in Gaza this morning, 8 of them children, the Prime Minister's Arab language spokesman blames Hamas, Channel 12 reports. Hamas bears full blame for the deaths of civilians in Gaza, he says in a statement. It sought this escalation and started it when it attacked Jerusalem. It intentionally buried its rocket launchers and weapons caches and posts in the center of residential areas, and this is a war crime. It attacks our citizens to kill as many of them as possible, and that is another war crime. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry reports 139 killed since the start of the recent hostilities between Israel and the terror group, 39 of them minors. Another 1,000 Gazans were wounded, according to health authorities. Israel says most of the casualties are members of terror groups or, in some cases, victims of errant rocket fire by Hamas that landed inside the Strip. Egypt is opening its Rafah border crossing with Gaza today to allow in 10 ambulances carrying seriously injured Palestinians for treatment in Egyptian hospitals, medical officials say. After arriving in Israel yesterday, U.S. envoy for Israel-Palestinian affairs Hady Amr is due to meet Israeli leaders in Jerusalem today before heading to the West Bank for talks with Palestinian officials. He wants to encourage a sustainable calm, State Department deputy spokeswoman Jalina Porter said.